is carnage on Wall Street. It's triggering a major sell-off in the markets. The damage, widespread.
Nasdaq's plunging, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is plunging, and oil is plunging.
A new housing report is grim that this is shaping up to be the worst real estate market in a generation.
Biggest loss we've seen today, that is, we are now in historic territory.
Investors.
I spent my entire academic career studying the Great Depression. It may have started because of a stock market crash, but the general economy was a disruption of credit. Average citizens unable to borrow money. Start a business. Stock their shelves. Credit has the ability to build a modern economy. Lack of credit has the power to destroy it, swiftly and absolutely.
How is it possible you didn't see this coming?
Started bundling home loans together, mortgage-backed securities. Big money. So they started pushing the lenders, saying, we need more loans.
To borrowers with good credit, so they go bottom feeding, they lower their criteria.
So he reaches for the American dream.
They refinanced their $200,000 house, a second home while we're at it, because gee whiz. I mean, we all know the prices of houses in America always go up.
The banks knew securities based on shitbag mortgages control their downside. The banks started buying a kind of insurance. Potential losses to move the risk off their books so they can invest more, make more money.
Take on an almost unbelievable amount of risk.
Make better tomorrow.
Why'd you do it?
Fees, hundreds of millions in fees.
But then the unexpected happens.
Housing prices go down.
Teaser rate on his mortgage runs out. His payments go up, he defaults.
Backed securities tank. AIG has to pay off the swaps all over the world.
AIG can't pay. AIG goes under. Every bank they insure books massive losses, and then they all go under.
Music stops. Ball's over.
When they asked me why it wasn't regulated.
No one wanted it. They were making too much money.
What's gonna happen?
No one's gonna lose. This is too big to fail.
때는 2008년 파산 위기에 놓인 베어 스턴스가 정부의 지원 아래 JP모건 체이스에 인수된 지 얼마 지나지 않아 이번에는 리먼브라더스가 시장의 신용을 잃기 시작하는데
For the first time that I'm hearing it, investors are questioning.
We're down 21%. On paper, I just lost $90 million. Personally. Nobody put a gun to anybody's head and said, hey, Nimrod, buy a house you can't afford. You know what?
그래서 딕 풀드는 미 재무장관 행크 폴슨에게 도움을 요청합니다.
Tough morning.
We beat every prediction. It's the damn short sellers. You know the game. They're rumor mongers, and they're making a killing.
What are your plans for a capital raise?
It's about perception.
Buffett.
Tell him Lehman is rock solid.
As Treasury Secretary, I can't advocate for a specific investment.
Lehman Brothers is a hell of a lot bigger than Bear Stearns. The market is terrified.
Large Bear Stearns purchase assistance package created an expectation.
It's an economic Pearl Harbor. We got to figure out some way to put the fire out, and that means government.
Fold's counting on direct intervention from you. Buffett's a simple solution. I think you make the call.
People lose faith in Lehman. These banks are going to drop like dominoes, and I don't have the authority to do a thing about it.
Some kind of a disaster scenario.
We're calling it the break the glass plan. What to ask Congress for if your back's against the wall.
Congress won't move until we've already hit the iceberg, and at that point it may be too late.
I have the United States Treasury behind me. All I can do is call Warren Buffett.
You know my misgivings, Hank. The risk managers lost control. I had a very unpleasant time with Solomon Brothers.
I gotta believe that if the price was right...
You know a good deal when you see one. What say you?
I gotta leave that to your judgment.
You heard anything from Buffett?
He's asking for preferred shares at 40.
We were just at 66. What the...
The market's like Buffett. His name will push the price up overnight.
You know, I don't care who he is.
Koreans have been sniffing around.
There you go. And they won't steal us blind. But the storm always passes. We stand strong, we'll eat Goldman's lunch.
So what do we do about Buffett?
Screw Warren Buffett.
He passed? Lehman dropped to 28.5 this morning. What in the world is he thinking? He's got to raise cash.
I told him that. He's trotting around the world with his hat in his hands. No one will give him any money. And Barclays sniffing around again now that they think it's a fire sale. I don't know. British.
As if anyone hears that they're trying to sell.
Lehman will be dead within the hour.
The real estate investments are killing the firm. We have to admit publicly we've made some mistakes.
Stock hit 23.
23.
You are not going to tell me how to run my company.
Paid in stock they can't sell for years. They've lost most of their net worth over the last 6 months. Clients are pulling their money. There's going to be a run on this bank.
Selfish fucks.
풍전등화의 위기에 처한 리먼브라더스, 새로 사장으로 부임한 바트 맥데이드는 자신만만하게 한국 산업은행과의 협상에 임하는데
We are committed to our presence in New York, but we need to know that the underlying numbers make sense.
We realize how things look, but our stock is getting hammered by the short.
The Koreans just arrived at Sullivan. Lynn is excited, but we haven't heard the terms. My take is you'd be better off staying here for now. We'll go in and push the deal as far as we can, and then we'll bring you in at the end.
All right, fine.
We simply take the assets you don't find appealing, spin them off into a separate company.
We just started. We're making real progress here. They don't like the real estate.
What do you mean they don't like it?
Okay, let me stay on it for now.
Min, how are you? Don't want to interrupt?
Shall we get back to the letter of intent?
I think you're making a big mistake. There's great value in real estate assets. How about we walk through the portfolio?
We have looked at them.
Well, then you must have looked at them in the wrong way.
Perhaps we should take a break.
We can work with you on the price.
It is not about the price. We have negotiated in good faith. Now, all of a sudden, we are going backward? I'd like to thank you, but I don't think we have a structure that works.
That's it? You're just going to pack up and go back to Korea? You guys need to step up and help. The Koreans just walked out.
You may have to take it just to keep the company intact. You may get an offer at a price that doesn't look all that...
What kind of price are you talking about?
I mean, it might be low single digits.
Lehman Brothers is not Bear Stearns. I am not fucking giving this company away.
이제 리먼 브라더스를 살릴 수 있는 건 뱅크 오브 아메리카와 바클레이 둘뿐입니다.
There's no bottom here. We need to do something now.
We're working on a proposal for Congress, see if we can get the authority.
How much are you going to ask for?
A blank check.
If we have the authority, everyone who's dumping their shares will calm down.
Well, if you're going to Congress, why don't we deal with the banks too? Because Lehman is looking like shit and Merrill's not far behind.
He doesn't pull my ass out of the fire, Merrill's going to be next.
Told me they're working on a solution for Merrill.
There's no private buyers. There's just B of A and...
Still have Barclays.
Is snaking my deal? I cannot believe this shit!
B of A made a deal with Merrill?
그런데 뱅크 오브 아메리카는 메릴 린치와 협상을 체결하고 이제 리먼 브라더스에게 남은 건 바클레이뿐입니다. 행크 폴슨이 구제금융으로 리먼 브라더스를 살리지 않는 건 모럴 해저드 때문입니다.
What exactly is moral hazard?
Moral hazard is when somebody takes your money and is not responsible for it.
Wall Street has a gambling problem. The government keeps covering their losses. They never learn anything. Get the investment banks to bridge the gap. All the CEOs in a room. We lock them in a room at the Fed, and we don't let them out until they have a solution on Lehman.
드디어 월스트리트를 움직이는 빅네임들이 리먼 브라더스의 파산을 막기 위해 모두 한자리에 모입니다.
Jamie is smart. He doesn't have as much cash to work with since he bought Bear. Vikram Pandit is the new guy at Citigroup. No one knows if he's running Citi or if Citi's running him. John Mack used to run around the floor screaming, "There's blood in the water, let's go kill someone." He's a fighter. Lloyd's a superstar. Goldman's the smartest shop on the block, and just because I used to be his boss, it doesn't mean he's going to listen to me. Payne was my number 2 at Goldman. He's selfish. He's a pragmatist. He knows. If Lehman goes, Merrill's next. Monday morning, Lehman will no longer be able to honor its obligations. The government is not in a position to step in. I did the last one. You're going to do this one.
I don't think a Lehman bankruptcy takes down our firms. Crossing our fingers.
You're asking us to save a competitor. Let's not act like you're doing us a favor.
We're all responsible. It's a catastrophic mess. We will remember anyone who's not helpful.
Main Street wants Wall Street to pay. Let's make this real simple. How many of you can kick in $1 billion? I'm in. $1 billion.
Goldman's in for $1 billion.
We did it. Barclays came through. Barclays won't touch the real estate assets. But the other banks agreed to cover those.
그러나 생각지도 못한 곳에서 문제가 생깁니다.
Yes, by all means. As Barclays regulator, we have serious concerns about this proposed arrangement.
Deal's not going to happen.
Hey, we have the money.
Deal's dead. British regulator won't sign off. The British, they Grin fucked us.
이제 리먼브라더스에게 남은 건 정말 파산뿐입니다.
We've got to announce the Lehman bankruptcy now. If Asia opens and this isn't locked, the sell-off is going to assume no worst.
Let's do it here. How soon can we set that up?
We could use the main floor, the entrance hall.
Hank, Lehman still hasn't filed.
Cox has to make his announcement. Asia's opening.
Cox is like a deer in the headlights.
Call the Lehman board now.
We have to consider the appropriate role of government.
Make the damn phone call.
The board is in session. Everyone is here. Barclays' deal has imploded. Option that we haven't thought of yet.
Bankruptcy will help settle that uncertainty and we believe calm the market. Both the Fed and SEC.
Are you directing us to put Lehman into bankruptcy?
I can't tell a private company to file for bankruptcy. I don't have that power.
Do it.
Or bankruptcy protection is one the board needs to make, but we do believe that the situation should be resolved.
Secretary. How should we read what happened with Lehman?
Moral hazard is something I don't take. Important to maintain the stability, orderliness of our financial system.
하지만 금융위기는 거기서 끝이 아니었습니다. 이젠 월스트리트를 넘어 전 세계가 위기에 빠지는데
400 points already. The credit markets are frozen.
Goldman and Morgan Stanley are getting slammed by withdrawals. Lehman thinks killing them.
Blank fine on 4, urgent.
Trader froze all of Lehman's customer account. If customers think their money wasn't safe with Lehman, they're not going to trust us either. To pull out from all the investment banks.
Jeff Immelt from GE.
Have to hang on.
We're having trouble funding our day-to-day operation.
General Electric.
It's spreading way past Wall Street. Planes and engines, light bulbs. We're a healthy company.
It was a horrifying mistake. What on earth were you thinking?
We did everything we could, Christine.
The European banks have tremendous exposure to AIG. It is having catastrophic consequences all over Europe.
Spoke to Moody's. They're downgrading AIG tonight. Lehman put the whole thing in a hyperdrive.
I was at AIG yesterday. They got a $5 billion hole. I called Warren Buffett. He wouldn't touch it with a stick.
Where's the AIG?
It closed at $2.
Taking over 80% of the company.
We can't. With no legislation, the Hill's going to go crazy. The country's going to go crazy.
It's collateral. They have assets. Lehman didn't.
We were lecturing the entire country on moral hazard.
Construction downtown, AIG. This morning, leased from AIG. Policies with a face value of $1.9 trillion. Too big to fail? Here it is.
The problem is the toxic assets. Let's just buy them.
Is that in the break the glass plan?
Basically.
How much?
Maybe $1 trillion.
Massive piles of cash. Nobody's going to go for it.
$1 trillion in residential mortgages. There's $3 trillion in commercial mortgages. That's 5% default rate. 5% of $14 trillion is $700 billion.
It's better than $1 trillion.
My copy's missing some pages. Could someone else show me the rest of it?
It's succinct.
One shot with Congress. Legislation based on 3 pages?
The only way to get this done is to just scare them shitless.
Troubled asset relief program?
Looking for a big blank check in a hurry.
It's all for the banks.
I've only got 3 pages here. Am I missing something?
No.
$700 billion and trust you?
We need an announcement tonight to calm the market. We need legislation next week.
The October surprise arrived a little early.
They're blowing it up.
What happened?
갑자기 존 맥케인 대선 후보가 선거운동을 중단하고 돌아와 법안 통과에 제동을 걸면서 다시 한번 난관에 봉착합니다.
Where's Hank?
Still talking to McCain. Republican presidential nominee, is he?
No. Excuse me, please.
The House began debating the rescue bill. At PM, Congress did finally act.
This is a squeaker
down
of a
to
vote.
it right now.
And see what Hank Paulson can do and the administration can do.
Nancy?
Oh, gee, Hank.
It's a bad meeting, but we need to get together on this. I just ask you to stay with us.
법안 통과를 위해 행크 폴슨 장관은 무릎까지 꿇었지만
We have to go back again. They don't get to say no on this. We'll come up with a new strategy. The White House has to push harder on the Hill.
In that case, let's talk about cash and
You can't nationalize the banks.
It's not.
Japan got itself a decade-long recession. Is that where we want to go? Buying toxic assets isn't going to work.
Why not?
It's too slow.
I've been saying that. Maybe we can talk about capital injections.
Dan, we really can't.
I think we're going to have to. The system is crumbling. The banks need money. We give them some money, and they lend it out.
Grandpa, they keep calling. What if it's important?
They always think it's important. All right, I'll make it fast.
Warren, it's Hank.
What can I do for you today?
Can I pick your brain for a minute?
Sure. What's the problem?
Through our new TARP authority, Treasury will purchase in each of the banks represented in this room. We give you money, you lend it out. It will unfreeze credit, stabilize the banks, restore confidence.
Bank of America, $15 billion. Bank of New York Mellon, $3 billion. Morgan Stanley, $10 billion. Goldman Sachs, $10 billion. Merrill Lynch, $10 billion. State Street, $2 billion. Citigroup, $25 billion. JP Morgan, $25 billion. Wells Fargo, $25 billion. $125 billion.
What if we decline to be involved? Does that mean that the government is going to dictate?
Asking me about your bonus right now, John.
You're going to launch the biggest brain drain this country's ever seen.
The country is facing the worst economy. If the financial system collapses, it will take every one of you down.
What?
I hope they use the money the way we're asking.
Of course they will.
타프 법안 조치 이후 은행의 대출은 감소했고 실업률은 10%를 넘어섰으며 수백만 가정의 집이 압류되었다고 합니다. 2009년 시장은 안정되었고 거대 은행들은 타프 법안에서 빌린 돈을 모두 갚았다고 합니다. 2010년 월스트리트의 보상금은 사상 최대인 1350억 달러에 달했고 10개의 은행이 전체 미국 은행 자산의 77%를 가지고 있다고 합니다. 그들을 무너뜨리기엔 너무 거대했습니다. 영화 투빅투페일은 2011년 방영된 TV 영화로 2008 금융위기를 배경으로 하고 있습니다. 영화에서 단연 흥미로운 점은 배우와 실제 인물들의 싱크로율입니다. 오늘의 10분 명화 극장 TV 영화 투빅투페일 재미있게 보셨나요? 댓글로 남겨주세요. 다음에도 시간 아깝지 않은 영상으로 찾아오겠습니다. 바이트였습니다.
Right now it is ugly times ugly. And that's when the ugly get going.